Alrighty, boys. Wait, let me get a. I'll do it later. I got soda here just so I can battle the heat here, but it's okay. You know what we need for battle the heat? We got Atham in here, Aquaman. Like a badass version of Aquaman. Coming in with a big burst play stuff. We got Pachinsky in here as Assassination Rook. Fortune as a monk. Wants to get out of there off the bat. I love Kate playing that Feral Druid. And Judo Master versus Team Red. They're just going to play, but they didn't win. It was going to be Dirks buying Kachika and Kissy. Actually swapping out Kissy for one person. We got ourselves a Oblivion. UKL. ATS, I guess, got swapped out. And Kissy already hanging out on the Spectral Mount. Gonna be a stun into Fortune. Immediate trinket out of Fortune with an incap. Trying to get a setup onto Kissy. Kissy trinkets out of it as a response. It's gonna be a bike. Actually trying to look at the bike. Just see that bike gonna try. I think Kissy actually avoided the bike trinket because Kissy flew up in the air. That was a move right there. That was a real gamer move just now. That was a Kissy. Are you a real girl gamer? Are you a girl gamer? That was a girl gamer move right there. That was impressive. Gonna be Fortune getting that disarm onto Kissy in the opener with a Fist of Fury, trying to lock the down. Kissy taking quite a lot of damage, popping off the blur. As the defensive, gonna get a setup of their own with a stun onto Fortune. Is gonna bail out before Fortune gets a setup. Gonna be Azeroth here from the side, but I think Fortune actually avoided majority of it. Gotta line aside there, clipping him. And it's gonna try to see if it can Cyclotronic Blast Karma, immediately getting forced out for Kissy. This is huge. That's a massive defensive out of Fortune, as Fortune just didn't have an answer for the Cyclone. Is that a good idea for Fortune? He turned around a lot of damage, but that's Karma down. Can make him pretty vulnerable right now. Stun, shortest stun in the world under Fortune. Kissy might be in a bad situation. Might want to, is gonna go for a Metamorphosis. I was gonna say might want to fly up in the air, but instead he decided to go activate full Metamorphosis. And Fortune is looking to maybe end this fight right here. If he can land one big leg sweep, Kissy doesn't have a lot of health. Kissy just needs to try to avoid Fortune as best as possible. It's going to go for a bit of an item to extend meta. It's actually going to fly up, see if he can get a couple pot shots. Fortune can still get a really big setup onto Kissy. Sorry, boys. I didn't mean to cough in the mic. You're going to be Kissy getting locked down in the leg sweep. Why did I have to cough at the wrong moment? Poor Kissy. Poor Kissy. But Fortune taking the first one off the bat. I feel like as soon as Kissy started falling behind on health without a trinket, that was it. Not a lot you could really do in that situation. Fortune just gotta wait for the next competitor. Oh, he actually sees him. It is Kachika. Can Kachika do anything against monks? We'll see. Monks and demon hunters as his biggest kryptonite. But Kachika is at least going to get himself an opener without having to use charge. He's going to go for a stun onto Fortune. He's probably, I think, set himself up to fight monks with that Stormbolt. Because with a Stormbolt, between Fear, Racial, and Stormbolt, he could stop those Fists of Fury to get the big damage into Fortune. Going to go for a disarm off the bat as Wall comes out for Fortune. That's going to be a Blaze Storm, but Kachika is taking quite more damage than Fortune is. Disarm comes out. Doesn't have a way to Bloodthirst. Is actually going to have to go for a Fear. Why his cooldowns are up and running with Rampage? Unfortunately, still has a massive health advantage. Gonna be a bike crashing into Kachika. I love the random direction that the bike can come from. 2-minute cooldown, right? So if Fortune stays up, he should be able to bike everybody today. That's gonna be Fist of Fury coming down. Does Kachika? He does have a Stormbolt for it, forcing a chicken out of Fortune. He's gonna go for a port immediately as soon as Kachika jumps down. Unless Kachika has a leap, try to see if he can go for a leap. Couldn't quite get it. I think sometimes you gotta be away from the edge in order to land the leap. Unless he simply didn't have it. Touch of Death with Alexi coming out. It's going to be instant trick out of Kachika. Trying to see if he can just manage his health just a little bit. War Stop to stop the Fist of Fury. Going to take quite a chunk out of his health with a Touch of Death. But he's still trucking. That disarm is going to put him on a back foot. As he still does need to get a lot of healing. Hasn't popped his Enraged Regeneration at all. So for him, survivability is very, very important. But also, very low chances of surviving. Gonna be a Stormbolt as Fortune's trying to bail out of there with that Karma. Ring of Peace coming down onto Kachika. Does he get a Bloodthirst in there at the end? I think he tried to get out to see if he can get a Bloodthirst. I don't know if he was able to get one. But that's going to be an intercept to follow Fortune back, as Fortune is going to get him some damp and harm. Zuen dissipating for now. Hopefully, Kachika has an answer to the next Fist of Fury. There could just be a lockdown to him. No Zerka's Rage available for that incap. That's going to be a couple of verifies for Fortune. Does already have a setup a port. That's going to be actually first aid for Kachikin. Is going to get a Stormbolt as soon as that Fist of Fury comes down. Finally, Cat able to at least stop Fist of Furies for a moment. Going to be a disarm. Where Kachikin actually just going to get a big leap. And it's going to charge Fortune as he's trying to drag a kick to him. Just going to root him in place for just a second. Fortune looking to get another port out. But it looks like Kachikin is just going to sit back there. So Fortune is going to get back and engage. 4 minutes in. Fist of Fury coming down again. Fury coming in for Kachikin. Again, just trying to stop those Fist of Furies. That's his plan. Is it going to pay off? Though no karma available for Fortune for now. Lexi with the Cat with a Ring of Peace is going to be a Stormbolt. But Kachikin has no way of reaching Fortune. That was very unfortunate with that Stormbolt. Might have a leap here. Going to be in cap of Fortune. Zerka Rage for Kachikin. Another bike comes in onto Cat. Crashing in. And he's going to Fist of Fury at Cat. And Cat is going to use the images while he's got it. Back to his basics, man. Getting those charge heals off of the images. Massive healing coming out of that. Gonna hit with the disarm with Whirling Dragon Punch for Fortune. Fortune's still holding on to that karma if he ever needs it. So if Kachikin can kind of just sneak up the damage into Fortune, whittle him down over time, that might be the best way to do it. Gonna be a Stormbolt, but that's gonna be tricky. Karma coming out, touching down on the Cat as he has no answer for Fortune right now. He's gonna try to see if he can charge heal off of him, trying to manage that karma, manage that touch of death. That's gonna be a boopity bop with that Ring of Peace, booping him back into Fortune. Again, Kachikin just trying to avoid the next Fist of Fury. War stomping that Fist of Fury right now, trying to see maybe we can get a charge heal. Could maybe Zerka Rage out of this, not gonna do it, but that's gonna be in Rage Regeneration. Fortune is definitely gonna have himself a big port out. Kachikin doesn't have a way to heal, and it's actually gonna have to go for first aid. Very unlucky. As Fortune was able to force out a massive defensive out of Kachikin. Can he somehow recover? No wall, no nothing. Actually, Fortune does have a wall if he needs to. Gonna get a disarm into Kachikin a little bit early. Played his hand just a little early with a disarm as a response for Cat. Cat is going to go for that Rage Regeneration. Does he get to connect? He does have the images that he can at least heal from. 7 minutes, 8 minutes in, 20% of the dampening making its way, creeping its way up. And Kachikin has big Rampage available. Is that going to be enough to break through Fortune's tough exterior that is his wall? Charge to chase after Fortune as Fortune is setting up for another port, most likely. Doesn't even have port. Actually going to burn Dragon's Kick with a roll just to get back up. Which is just almost as quick as a port. The mobility for this monk is incredible. And Kachikin is actually kind of whittling him down. Gonna be another defensive and rotation for Fortune. Can he survive for 15 seconds? 10 seconds now before that karma is available. Maybe he might be able to turn up big damage with this karma. In cap onto Kachikin. Leg sweep to fall. He trick inside of it immediately. Karma is sure to come, but no chicken available for Fortune. Maybe Kachikin can get himself a bit of healing. Vivifies are coming out for Fortune. Kachikin is still playing very defensively. Just running away from the Fist of Fury. Bloodthirsting not for damage, but for self-heals. He's just going for a self-heal, sustain playstyle. Commanding shout coming out. Could maybe Kachikin turn it around and Fortune finally. Board available for Fortune. Kachikin's going to go for first aid. Forcing Fortune back. Could go for maybe the storm. But it'll be a big damage to Kachikin just out of nowhere with a bike. Fortune with his bike, man. That's all it came down to is a bike. I'm surprised Kachikin didn't die to the bike immediately. What is this? Man. Monk in this map versus a warrior. This is the worst setup. Maybe UKL can make a difference here. Is going to try to go for a bit of a beam, and that's going to be Fortune. Just repositioning completely. Going to go a long way against the Demon Hunter. Because this is a class that's actually very mobile. Just as mobile as the Monk. Is going to get an immediate disarm off the bat. Going to be a fly up in there right for a buff for UKL. As Fortune is going to bail behind the line of sight, catching a bunch of Vivifies. UKL still has a lot of cooldowns available. Could go for a big setup, just building resources with the images. I think he's trying to wait for a second stun. He's going to get a short stun onto Fortune as he's pre-walling this damage right now. Going to be a Metamorphosis to follow with another I-Beam right back to back. Fist of Fury coming out. No way that UKL can break that Fist of Fury. Unfortunately, is going to go for a big port out. UKL straight in the chase with him. He's going to go for the shortest stun in the world yet again. Fortune doesn't have a port for a bit. He's trying to get a big setup on damage onto UKL. That's going to be quite a bit. Touch of death. Going to drop darkness. That darkness is going to eat that touch of death. Trying to boop him out of there. He actually booped him out of that darkness for that touch of death. What a clever move. Just to make sure it ticks and takes him out with a whirling dragon punch. My God, you know what? You guys might be like, you know what? Fortune's playstyle is very lame. He's running and hiding and hitting one playstyle. That's what Monk's supposed to play. But you see that boop out of a darkness? You gotta give him credit for thinking on his feet. Gotta be Dirk's Brian up next, playing that Outlaw. Get in with the disarm of the bat as he got a cheap shot into Fortune with quite a bit of a laser beam setup. Fortune doesn't have setup. He's gonna actually get a proc for Zuwen onto Dirk's Brian. Gonna be a full stun onto Fortune. Half stun actually with a kill spin to follow. Cloaker Shout is parry available for Dirk's Brian as it's popping off every cooldown. Cyclotronic Blast with a Karma though. Eating that Karma damage. Cyclotronic didn't do enough. And for Fortune, there's quite a bit of healing at this 38% dampener in cap into Dirk's Brian. Dirk's doesn't have a trinket anymore. Or maybe he does, and that's just a UI bug. That's going to be a port out of Fortune predicting what the rogue is going to be. He knows he's going to chase after him. That's what Dirk's Mind probably should have set. Sap onto Fortune. Going to be a cheap shot opener by Dirk's Brian. Trinket available for Fortune off of that second stun into an immediate disarm onto Dirk's Brian. Massive grapple hook to get away. Probably should save the grapple hook for Fist of Fury. That's what you should do as Outlaw every time. Because then the monk can just roll up to you, and now you don't have the mobility to get out of the way. There's a wall coming up for to get hit with a gouge. Does Dirk's Brian have a setup right now? Could maybe try to go for a stun with maybe some beam, some damage. Does he have anything? Fortune is exposed out in the open with a wall keeping him afloat. That's about it. And that was actually an opportunity for Dirk's Brian. Trinkets out of that incap with a blind order to Fortune. Does Dirk's Brian have a setup here? This is your moment right now, my guy. This is your moment. Wait, is that sap is going to be DR'd though from that gouge? He needs to go. He needs to go now. He needs to be lighting his feet. Cheap shot. The most DR cheap shot ever with a laser beam. That's going to be poured out of Fortune. Bailing out of there immediately. Dragon kicking across. Rolling again. Might be able to catch. Does disarm Dirk's Brian as he comes up with a verify spam to follow. Get on those images up and running. Just to keep Dirk's Brian in combat. Vanish comes in by the rogue. Fortune has that karma if he needs to. It's going to go for a bit of a dampen harm of the bat. Wow. For Dirk's Brian. If he just didn't gouge him when he did, he might have been able to get a full setup and ready to go. Because I was in a cheap shot DR too, like everything DR. That was so unfortunate. Cheap shot opener by Dirk's Brian, but he's really out of juice unless he can get himself a little bit of that cyclotronic blast trinket rolling. Gonna be karma immediately for Fortune actually. Really early karma with a gouge to fall into Fortune. Dirk's Brian could maybe actually turn this around right here. Out of all defenses, maybe without a trinket. Wall available soon for Fortune. And Dirk's Brian could actually score a kill here. That's going to be a ring apiece trying to keep him away. And Fortune is just trying to buy himself some time. Get as much health as he can. Because he knows he's going to get hit with his trinket. He's going to get zapped with some laser beams. He just needs to have enough health in order to make this happen. Are you going to be able to do this, Dirks? Cheap shot coming out. 13 minutes in. We are 14 minutes in, boys. Almost 14. 50% dampener. Going to be an immediate port out of Fortune. Dirk's Brian DRing Fortune. And Fortune's still getting a lot of heals. I feel like Dirk's Brian should have went. You're Outlaw. I don't know how he's going to play it. I don't know how he's going to play it. What could he do in this situation, actually? What could he do in this situation? Going to be eyes getting picked up by Fortune. Is Dirk's Brian DC? Did he give up? He might have given up. Did he? That's quite a lot of damage. Does he have anything? He's walking out. I was looking at my own chat, seeing if Dirk's Brian maybe said something in the chat. Unlucky. Obliv is going to be the last man standing. 14 minutes in, 56% dampener. Obliv has himself an opportunity to take Fortune down, but Fortune looking pretty healthy. Karma back up. We got Wall back here. We got Dampen Harm coming back soon. Don't have all these cooldowns already, like Touch of Death. And then we got ourselves Trinket as well. So we got a lot of cooldowns available right now. Obliv popping on that Invis in the opener. Unfortunately, just gonna run circles. Expect this guy, dude. Just trying to play around, man, as best as he can. Breath, Polymorph to follow in the opener. Dude, I think Obliv honestly has it. Fireball with a meteor slamming down onto Fortune. He's gonna get a nick cap off the bat. Trying to see if he can get a lift whip onto Obliv. No chicken off Obliv. Actually, chicken's a little bit late with a temporal to follow. Getting a couple fire blasts in there. Fortune bails out of there, man. That's a wildfire ready to happen. He doesn't want to be anywhere near that. Literally near that. With a port away. Getting booped way the hell out. And Fortune playing for time, playing for keeps. 15 minutes in, 63% dampening. He's all super low. That Karma and the Trinket needs to be played right. He's trying to see if he can play. Is he actually just running circles? He's actually going to go for this win. I don't approve of this kind of playstyle. I don't approve of whatever this is going on here. Spinning around like a goddamn carousel fortune. I don't approve. But you do you. I personally am against that. Moms against pillar humping. That's what I'm going to open up. Gonna be open up by Fortune with the full images. Polymorph trying to come out for Obliv. Does get a root onto Fortune twice in a row. With the Polymorph does land it. Is that going to be enough right here? Could maybe go for a big setup. Meteor coming down. Fireball to fall. Is going to go for a big combustion right now. Going to be caught immediately. And Obliv might have to just go for Ice Block. Ice blocking off the bat. That's going to be stunned by Fortune. Going to be blink away for Obliv. Trying to get the Temporals in there. No, Fortune does get to line of sight. That was probably the biggest all-in Obliv had. The angle and everything was perfect. Touch of Death coming down. Big bite coming down to Obliv. Dropping him down to more than half health. Touch of Death is going to hurt a lot. Is he done? Barely surviving. Actually has Cauterize proccing for him. Does he have enough to win in this Cauterize right now? And he does use himself, what is it called? Lucid. In cap, and that's it, man. Fortune taking everybody out just like that. Please kick Monk some F. Yo, can we get a hashtag Dirks Bride in chat? Showing appreciation for the wonderful. Can we get an F in the chat for Dirks? For playing it out as long as it did. Come on, dude. It's not any Monk. It's Fortune, man.